Hi, here are Tatjana Vlade
and Judith Dombrowski.
and we bring a little Skate America review for you from the first Grand Prix in Allen, Texas.
Yeah, we were both live in the arena. It was very exciting, very great that the Grand Prix season finally started. And it was a fun competition overall.
Yeah, there were some interesting things happening and we will talk a little bit about it. So the first up were the pairs. So the pairs, unfortunately, competition was not as strong the field after the world champions Riku Miura and Ryuichi Kihara had to withdraw due to injury. So it was very open.
Very open. None of these teams yet had won gold medal, not even a silver medal. The only previous Grand Prix medalists were Annika Hacke and Robert Kunkel from Germany, who won a bronze last year. And now they were the favorites going into the event and they could win the gold medal here.
Yeah, but it was a close competition with the Canadian team, Leah Pereira and Trent Michaud, who was just a little under 2 points between them. So it was close, and then the bronze medalists were a very new team, Chelsea Liu and Balazs Nagy.
Yeah, I think they're a very well-matched team. They look good together on the ice. The technical elements really are not yet there, it especially showed in the free skate, and the fact that they were able to win a bronze with that technical content really shows again that the competition was really not that strong.
Yeah, also because unfortunately the American team, Valentina Plazas and Maximiliano Fernandez, who have a little more experience, I expected a little more from them, but it didn't really work out for them this time. And now Annika and Robert have a good chance to qualify for the ISU Grand Prix final. They did that before in juniors, now they could come back in seniors. And their next event is the Cup of China, which will be a harder field, but with the first place they have a good chance. Also the Canadians, Leah Pereira and Trent Michaud, have a good chance after coming second here. And yeah.
Yeah, I want to really say that I'm really happy personally for Annika and Robert, because we followed their career from the scratch. It was not easy for them. They had injury troubles. They had to change their training location. They had financial issues with the German Federation that they communicated very openly. So I think they can really make good use of the money. And they used their chance, and now they have a good chance to reach the final.
Yeah, and that will be even better for them. And will give them hopefully confidence. Now we had the men. The men were
very strong compared to the pairs. It was a very, very strong competition, especially the gold and the silver medalists Ilya Malinin and Kevin Amos. They really killed it at the first Grand Prix. Like Ilya Malinin first scored over 300 points in his career, had one of the highest scores ever reached in the men's competition ever. He skated clean in both segments.
Yeah, and landed multiple quads, like a quad. He did not do the quad axel as he had said before, but he did all his other quads, and also I think he really is developing as a performer. He is working on his presentation skills, and it shows.
Yeah, so. And he now has even his own element, the raspberry flip, the raspberry flip.
Twist.
Raspberry twist. For everyone who's not familiar with that term, raspberry, his second name Malinin is raspberry in English.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. The meaning is
raspberry. So it's the raspberry twist. He was asked himself what is the name of this element, and he named it like that. And he had a fantastic competition, his best ever. And also Kevin Amos, he really skated at almost his very best we have ever seen him.
Yeah, because both programs were strong and he landed all his jumps. He has only one quad, but his program is so intense, and the choreography is very interesting, and he is creating this most of it himself. So
many people, they'll roll their eyes a little when they heard he will skate his free skate to Bolero. There are not many fans of this music out there, but he really lets you forget that there is a little bit boring maybe. He said himself, which is funny, that he thought like 2 years back when his coaches first recommended this music, that he thought this was boring music. And then he said he watched the opera where this music was played and he fell in love with it.
Yeah.
And now he created his own version of it, and he really makes it his own.
He really made it his own, and it's just a pleasure to watch.
And he got all 5s on his choreo sequence. Like that's
You should see that, and we will show some photos. And he was very intense in his performance.
So the top 2, they were really, really good. After that, the field got a bit weaker. Shun Sato from Japan, he was able to get the bronze medal, but he was not as good as still 2 weeks ago in Finland.
Yeah.
But the others, everyone else had mistakes as well, so he was still able to get the bronze and keep his chance to qualify for the final, as he also did last year.
Yeah, and I want to maybe point out Vladimir Litvintsas from Azerbaijan. He had a very strong free skate, and he was third in the free skate, and he maybe could have, he made a mistake in the short, otherwise he could have been maybe on the podium, which would have been a first for his country.
He got some attention for his short program.
But for another reason, not...
He skated to the very famous music of the Lion King, and he wore a tiger costume.
Yeah.
Did anyone ever see a tiger in Lion King? Actually, no. We asked him about it in the mix zone, and he said that...
Yeah, he said that, it was on purpose, and it's just a kind of idea, and now everybody's talking about it, so...
And he laughed about that.
Yeah, so he has achieved this. We can also mention Denis Vasilyev's.
Everyone knows my sentimental favorite, because he was my very first interview ever. So I have a special connection to him, and it was, of course, a bit sad to see him not perform at his best jump-wise, performance-wise. I am happy for him because he finally connected with his free skate, I think. He came off the ice and said that he really felt his free skate. He had some nice moments for himself in there. Maybe that's something positive for him to take out of this competition. Jump-wise, he was just not there.
Yeah, so hopefully later in the season he can improve on this.
Definitely.
Then the ice dance, of course, Madison Chock and Evan Bates were the top favorites, and this time the world champions, and this time they were so much better prepared than last time for Skate America.
Yeah, last year it was also their first competition, and they also said last year it was coming off the Olympic season. They had a little break, and this year they were very, very motivated, and it showed. And I personally have to say I also like their programs better this year. They have very innovative programs.
Both programs are great. So the rhythm dance, the Queen, Freddie Mercury, and then the Pink Floyd free dance. Very thoughtful. They said the topic of the program is time. So it's they did a great job with both programs.
Yeah.
And they go to they have another Grand Prix. Then the second Grand Prix will be in Finland. So I don't think anybody has a doubt that they will qualify for the final.
Definitely. And they also said before this competition that they actually plan to stick around for maybe a few more years.
Yeah. So
they're
said
going for the Olympic gold.
They enjoy it, and why not if they enjoy it?
Yeah, they said they're in the prime of their career, so why stop?
Well, it's true. Yeah, it's true. So, and then the silver medal, the first silver medal at the Grand Prix for Marjorie Ladjoa and Zachary Laga. And you saw them in Bratislava.
And it was a total difference. And I'm personally so happy for them because they were so disappointed in Bratislava. Zach had a long injury over the summer. He dislocated his shoulder or almost dislocated, but yeah, it was pretty bad. And if you know Zach Laga, he doesn't smile often. But after this competition, he came out with a bright smile on his face, and that actually said it all for this team. They were very pleased.
And also the French team, the bronze medalists, were very excited about their medal because they said it was such a strong field, which is true. The Iceland field was strong, and they had to fight for this medal, and they got the medal, so they were so happy with it. And it's their second bronze medal on the Grand Prix.
Yeah. And they told the very interesting story about their free skate that he is portraying Rachmaninoff, the artist also who composed the music of their free skate, and they portray his life in this free dance, and that she represents his inspiration.
Yeah. So, and then also, Caroline Green and Michael Parsons had a disappointing start to the season, but they look better already here, and they had a brand new rhythm dance to Scorpions, and that suited them very well.
Yeah, they're coming back. And unfortunately, Natalie Taschler and Philipp Taschler were very disappointed after their free dance. They came off the ice and thought they had delivered and were very happy, and then they had to find out that one of their choreo elements almost got no points. And until the point when I talked to them, they said they did not understand what the mistake was. Also, their coach didn't catch the mistake. So they were very curious to talk to the judging panel what was wrong, and they were very disappointed.
I also want to mention a new team, Olivia Smart and Tim Deek. They're both very well-known skaters, but this was their first season, so it was their first Grand Prix together, and I think they have really been improving from competition to competition, and they're on a good track. And they had a very fun exhibition number.
Yeah, Formula One.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the ladies, they were the last ones, and also was an interesting competition.
Yeah, I want to start with Amber Glenn because she was like the tragic hero of this competition in a way. She's the homegirl from Texas. Texas is her home. She was very excited to perform in front of her friends and family, and it started so well for her. She was second after the short with a personal best, a clean skate, and then she finally landed her triple axel in competition. It was
and what a triple axel! What a triple axel! Was really big.
Super good. And then she said the excitement was a little bit too much for her, and it totally slipped away in the second half of the program, and she lost the medal.
Yeah, that was really sad to see. But Luna Hendricks, so she won. She was the queen of the night, and she was really good. Both programs solid, like little things, always something to improve. But she said she hadn't really... She wasn't so well prepared because her focus is more on Europeans this year, and she didn't put much pressure on herself, and that's why maybe it went. It was easy for her. Yeah, she said it. She just went for it, and so she was very pleased, and she can be. And her next Grand Prix is in China, so she can.
She's a very high chance to qualify for the final.
Yeah, looks good for her. And Isabel Levito. She's like the silver queen because she collected so many silver medals last season in the Grand Prix, and she starts with another silver medal here. Yeah. Well, she had a gold nail-horn trophy, but silver in her Grand Prix, and I think she can be. She's always very critical of herself, but she can be pleased too. She delivered 2 solid performances without major mistakes.
Yeah. Definitely a solid performance.
And I love her snake program. It's really
I think that is the one she shines in this season. Like the free skate, it's a hard music to skate up to, but I really prefer her short, and I think that suits her very well.
Yeah. And then they had
both very happy for Nina.
Yes, Nina is a very cute girl too, and Nina made history. She won the first ISU Senior Grand Prix medal for Estonia. For her home, and she was so proud. Yeah,
and actually I was the person to tell her that she won the medal, because she was still in the mixed zone and she was watching Amber's scores, and she was actually sure that Amber would still go ahead of her. And actually I noticed before her, like I saw Amber was in 4th, and then I went a few steps and like, Nina, congratulations. She was like, what? And then the coach realized it and was like, oh yeah, she won. And then later she told in that moment, like she almost fainted. and her legs almost gave way, and the
Yeah.
coach had to like support her, and it was a very, very emotional moment for her.
Yeah, especially when you know her story that she had a very almost fatal illness not so long ago, and recovered from that, and it's great to see. That was Hana Yoshida. She also went for triple axel, the only other girl here, but it wasn't clean. But she tried, and she had the rest was very good, and yeah, so she moved up in the standings, and yeah. Good.
I think
and
that was it, right?
Yeah, that was it, and we will see most of these skaters we will see in the other Grand Prix events. We didn't mention that Ilya Malinin is going to France, and Kevin is also going to Finland, like Madison and Evan, and I think the others we mentioned where they go. And next week, already, we will be in Vancouver, and it will be another very cold ice rink like here.
Yeah, and also there it should be colder outside. I heard it should maybe snow there next week.
Oh my God, yeah.
So it will be a total difference for us, but yeah. Interesting field. Like the only ones we will see again are the Brown sisters in ice dance. Otherwise, a totally new field. Exciting names coming up. Junwa Cha in the men's, Kaori Sakamoto for the women. Mm-hmm. Yeah, very.
Diana Stellato, Maxime Deschamps in the pairs, and Piper Gillis, Paul Poirier in the ice dance.
That are probably the favorites next week.
Yeah. So stay tuned and follow the ISU Grand Prix.